don't carry coach, and I don't fly coach. No one wants to be the last one to get off the plane.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Miss Janelle Baby with this week's review of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 5, Episode 9. Let's get right into it. So this episode opened up where we left off last episode, where Todd told John that if Lisa doesn't, stop all the arguing and fussing, that they should just go. So he gives her the message, and she's like, she feels really uncomfortable about it. She's like, oh, this is so awkward. I feel so uncomfortable. So she tells John that she feels like the common denominator in her problems with Bronwyn and with Angie is Whitney. Whitney's the common denominator, she feels. But anyway, so you see Todd, he's with Bronwyn, and he's telling her that he's going to go and take a call. And after the call, they can have lunch. So Lisa, she doesn't want to go. She definitely wants to make things better. She doesn't want to go home. She wants to enjoy the trip. So she's like, I need to make this right and fix this. So now they're having lunch, and during lunch is when Lisa decides to speak her piece. She says, Bronwyn, we never finished the conversation we had earlier. You were telling me how you feel, and I was explaining to you how how Heather was just telling me her feelings, and I was listening to her and taking her feelings into consideration. And, they're talking, and it sounded like she was about to apologize, and she was like, what did she say? She was like, if people say, it's a different thing when someone is talking their feelings. You can't really, say it's a lie if it's their feelings versus when someone who's telling lies about me. So when she said that, Whitney jumped in, and Whitney's like, I'm not lying on you. So now her and Whitney start going back and forth, and Bronwyn in her confessional was like, damn, like it sounded like Lisa was about to give me an apology, but now her and Whitney get into it, and she's like, I feel like every time Lisa's about to apologize, before she can get to it, somebody else is mad at her at something she did to them, and it's like, I feel like I'm never gonna get this apology. So now Lisa and Whitney going back and forth about the whole Alibaba situation, and Lisa's saying, she's mad that Whitney accused her of being the source. And and Whitney is defending herself, and she, she's confident in her source. So Lisa's asking for proof. She's like, where's the proof? And then she said something about, she said something about Justin, the situation with Justin and how he was aggressive with her, supposedly. He was pretty aggressive, but he was returning her energy and defending his wife. So anyway, now Justin jumps in and he's defending himself, and he like, what did I do? I didn't do anything to you. You came at me. So now they're going back and forth, and now John intervenes. So Lisa says to Whitney, where's the proof? There's more proof in my tequila than that comes out of your mouth. So, okay. Zing, I guess. So now John intervenes, and he's like, all right, guys. Lisa, did you ever talk anything about Whitney's business? Did you do anything or spread any rumors about Whitney? Lisa's like, no. And John like, see, there you have it. So the girls is all looking like, huh? Bronwyn in her confessional was like, who knew all we needed was John Barlow to solve all our problems and case closed? So now John is asking Whitney, have you ever lied on Lisa or lied about Lisa? And Whitney's like, no. I may have said mean things about her, but I never lied on her. So he's like, all right then. And he's like, Lisa has never, I forgot what word he said. Lisa has never spread rumors, or he was defending Lisa. And then you saw Sean look over to Angie, and he's like, didn't she tell somebody you was a bitch or something? And Angie was like, yeah, she told me that. So now Lisa's like, huh, excuse me? So Sean like, I'm privy to plenty of conversations you've had with my wife where, you were pretty much abusive to her. So Lisa's like, huh? So Lisa on confessional is like, why is he saying something to me? He's lucky I could even see him over the table. I guess that was the crack of him being short, but I never realized Sean was really short because every time I see him, he's with Angie. So I don't know, I guess. But anyway, so now he's saying how he's letting Lisa know how he feels like she's abusive to his wife and he don't understand why his wife puts up with it. So Lisa's taken aback by this. So then she says, you know, Angie, if I ever hurt you or you felt like I was abusive to you, I'm sorry. So now Seth wants to change. Seth jumps in and he changes the subject. And he asks everyone, he says, has anyone noticed that when you eat asparagus, you can smell it in your urine? So everybody's like, yeah, and they start laughing. So that, I guess, kind of like cleared the air and kind of like, you know, changed the mood and put it in a more better mood. So now he also he asks who's up for beach volleyball. And they're like, all right, let's do it. Perfect. So now they show like this little promo, Top Housewives. Like, you know, they do little promos when they come back from commercials sometimes. So it was like a little promo that was like Top Housewives. And you saw the housewives spraying down their husband and I didn't notice, but later I realized it's cooking spray. I didn't notice that was cooking spray, but then as I watched it the second time, I heard them say cooking spray. So I'm like, I never heard of that. Like, people use cooking spray on a beach or something. I didn't understand the point of that, but the wives are spraying down their husbands. So they all playing volleyball. They have fun playing volleyball. So now after volleyball, everyone goes back to the ranch and you see everyone getting ready for dinner. But actually before that, back in Salt Lake City, we show Mary. So she's home and she goes to Robert Jr.'s room, knocks on the door like, can I come in? And they're like, yeah. He's in there with his girlfriend / wife. And they were eating some kind of pastry or something. I don't know if it was a donut. It was some type of pastry, but they was tearing it up, honey. They was sharing it. She was feeding him. They was tearing up through this whole scene. They was eating that pastry. They was talking to her in between bites. So she's talking to Robert. So she comes in and she's like, when the last time you picked up in here? Like, and he's like an hour ago. And she's like, you cleaned up an hour ago? Looking around, and they showed the room. And it looked messy. I mean, it didn't look horrible. It just looked like Mary's room be looking cluttered. You know what it is? He had a lot. Basically, his room looked like him and his girl lay up all day chill, and everything they had for the day is laying around. Pretty much. So, yeah, she's talking to him, and she's asking him about, you know, what he planned on doing with himself. And he really don't have much to say. Like, I'm just going to say this. I don't want to make any accusations or, you know, make any assumptions, but it's just something not right with Robert Jr. And I pray and hope that he gets the help that he needs and gets it together, because this boy is just not all the way there. I don't know if it's a drug issue. I don't know if it's a mental or emotional issue. I'm just worried about him. And Mary is too, you can tell. So she's saying how she feels like there's something that's taking her son away from her, and she don't know. She's not saying what it is, but it's like, is it drugs? Is it the street? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's given that she's alluding to, but just not saying it on camera. And she says she feels like it's her fault because she spoiled him and he was sheltered. And she's like, but that's my baby. You know, that's her only child. So, you know, it's sad, but I really hope that they can figure the situation out. You see later on in the season, because after the episode, they showed like that mid-season trailer of what's still to come on the season, and you can see that they had a tough conversation and he was crying. So hopefully they'll get down to the bottom of what his situation is during this episode. Back in Palm Springs now, you see everyone getting ready for dinner. And I kind of messed up because the scene with Mary back in Salt Lake City was actually before the commercial break, before they showed them spraying down their teens with the Real Top Housewives. promo when they was spraying down her husband's playing volleyball. The scene with Mary was actually before that. And then after the Mary scene was the volleyball scene. And after volleyball, now everyone's back at the ranch getting ready for dinner. You see Lisa's talking to John. She feels good about her and Bronwyn now, that they talked at dinner. And I guess she never really gave the apology, but I guess she feels like they're good now. But she also does, but she actually tells John how she spoke to Meredith earlier. And Meredith told her how she still feels the way because Sean didn't apologize to her for what she feels when he used her son, Brooks, as a pawn, which I don't understand why she feels that way. I mean, he used her son's name, but he said that she used Brooks as a pawn because last season when Meredith and Monica tried to come with the gay rumors, it didn't really land. So he's saying that she tried to use the LGBTQ community, like, and her son to be like, I'm not, to try to win over the fans to not look messy, like she was trying to out somebody and it didn't land. Anyway, they're going to talk about this at dinner, but I'm just putting my 2 cents in. So now they're at dinner. They're getting ready for dinner, actually. They show Whitney. She's with Todd. I mean, she's talking with Justin as they're getting ready for dinner, and she's letting Justin know that she believes her source, and she knows Lisa will never admit to being the person who started the whole Alibaba rumor, so she doesn't know how to trust Lisa. And she honestly says she don't even know if she has 2 fucks left to give. So now they show Todd. He's putting on a necklace that I guess they bought from the jeweler that came last episode. And they told her they was going to call if they wanted something. So I guess they called because she was putting a necklace on her that looked like the necklace she was looking at. That was like, I think, $4 million. So now it's time for Bronwyn and Todd's anniversary dinner party. So you see them coming out to greet their friends that arrive. And their friends happen to share the same anniversary day with them, which is pretty cool to have, to be a couple and have friends that are also a couple and y'all share the same anniversary. That's kind of like a special connection bond I got. That's cool. So now the couples start to come out. The first couple to come out are Angie and Sean, followed by Meredith and Seth. And then Lisa and John come out. So the girls are all admiring Bronwyn's necklace. And Bronwyn in her confessional is like, I know Lisa's eyes are drawn to my necklace, but I want her to be drawn to an apology. Like, I want my apology, you know what I'm saying? But then she says, maybe I might have to accept that that's basically how she sees me as a friend, surface level, materialistic things, So she said, it hurts, but I'm just going to have to accept that that's the deepness of that's how deep our friendship goes, the surface level. So now Justin and Whitney come out after Bronwyn is introducing Lisa to Todd's friend / lawyer. So she lets Lisa know that Todd also has a team of lawyers. So they show a flashback because Lisa got like 6 lawyers. So they show flashbacks on the phones of stuff, different incidents where she was calling one of her lawyers about something for some legal advice or something, just for some whatever. So now Justin and Whitney, as they're arriving, you see Todd talking to his friends and they're drinking the Vita tequila, which is Lisa and John's tequila brand. And you hear Todd saying to his friends, it's some mediocre tequila. I'm like, ooh, Todd, what? Oh my God. Like, that's on camera? You was on Hot Mic, boo. So yeah, he was like, mediocre tequila. I know Lisa is going to be mad when she sees this. I should have watched the after show. Don't they have an after show? I know I did see the Watch What Happens Live, and I believe Angie was on it. But yeah, so I was like, Todd, I caught that, Todd. Why would you say that? That's why I always watch the episode twice, because the first time I watch it to enjoy it, but not really taking notes. I watch it like a normal viewer, like, and enjoy it. But then the second time I watch it, I'm sitting there with my notepad and my pen and I'm taking notes. Even though I already know what's happening during the scene, but now I'm taking my notes to put down the points that I want to point out. And yes, but I didn't catch it the first time. But the second time, I caught that. And I was like, Todd, did you just say that? So now Whitney comes out and she asks Todd about the initials that they had up there. And he explained what the initials were. And Whitney and Angie, you see them, and they're making fun of Seth's outfit, saying, do you see what Seth is wearing? And you can see he has on like a Brooke Marks hat, and like, he looks regular. He didn't really look like he was coming to a dinner party. He was dressed more for like, I'm just going to a regular party. I'm just chilling. It's a party around the way, a house party, like, you know? But, I mean, to each his own. I mean, he didn't look bad. I guess it was the hat, because they was making fun of the hat, because I guess it was a Brooks Marks hat, which is his son, but what's wrong with that? He's promoting his son's label. I think that was cute. But anyway, leave it up to Angie and Whitney to make fun of that. So now they're sitting down for dinner, and Bronwyn makes some weird joke about something was miserable and beautiful, sort of like her marriage. And I was like, huh? What kind of way is that to describe your marriage? So she says a few words about Todd and her marriage, and you know, it's their anniversary. And Meredith senses that there's some type of tension between her and Todd. And I get that vibe too. It very much gives that their relationship is, it's given whoever watches Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is giving Tom and Erica Girardi. Very much, I like when he said the conversation is over, the conversation is over. You can tell Todd is very much an A personality type of guy, so he's like an alpha. So you can tell he definitely, when he's ready to shut it down, it's shut down. And Bronwyn might have to just get on the phone with one of her girlfriends or somebody and talk about it. So, yeah, but now Angie brings out some cards and some markers so they can play the newlywed game. So, I was saying when I was reviewing Housewives of Potomac that I'm so sick of these games they play. But this is one I like. I like the couples games when they play those on these reality shows when it's like a couples trip. I love it. So now they played a newlywed game, and the first question was something simple. Oh, who's usually the first to apologize? So they all answer. The next question is, what's your favorite sexual position? So they like, oh, what is going on? So you see Lisa in her confessional. She like, I don't know if this is I don't know. I wrote it down. She's like, I don't know if this is a segue into some type of after party with some other type of stuff. But no, me and John are good. Okay? So now they show a promo when it's coming back from commercial of the not so newlywed game. So now they're finished playing the game. I think the last question was, I forgot what the last question was. Anyway, so now after the game, Whitney asks Lisa if she still feels that Justin owes her an apology. And Lisa's like, yup. Okay. So Whitney's like, why would you think that? Like, you know, did you ever approach him like that? And she's like, how did I approach him? Like, I was just coming at him complaining about you. And they're going back and forth. So then Justin says, so as they're talking, Bronwyn in her confessional, she's like, oh my gosh, are we still talking about this Alibaba thing? She's like, at this point, I'm ready to just say, I did it. I'm the one who did it. And it'll never happen again, just to get this over with. And she said, matter of fact, I think after dinner tonight, I'm going to take Todd's phone and make a fake Twitter and start a rumor just so this could be behind us. So now they're talking, going back and forth. So then Justin finally acknowledges, he says, you know, when you came at me, you was coming at me calling my wife a fucking effing liar. And I know my wife's not a liar. But, you know, my response, you know, I possibly could have responded better, and I'm sorry. And then Lisa says, you know, and I'm sorry too for how I approached you. And Whitney's like, thank you. I appreciate you apologizing because, you know, we never done that before. We've never like got the husbands involved. So that was cute. They was all able to be adults and apologize. So I was like, okay. So now Meredith takes the opportunity to confront Sean about the fact that she still feels a way that he didn't apologize when she approached him at their mob wives party and told him how she felt that he used Brooks in an interview. And he said in an interview that he feels she uses Brooks as a pawn. And she said that I was explaining to you that, you know, that hurt me and you didn't apologize. It was like you stood 10 toes down on it. So then he goes, you know, Meredith, here's the thing. One of my peeves is when we discussed this at the party, I thought it was a done deal and I thought that we was good. So it's kind of irritating that you're bringing this back up. And he's like, you know, what are you saying that I said about your son that was like offensive? So she's like, you know, you basically said that I used him as a pawn. So he was explaining to her how he felt like when they were making up the rumors about him being gay, it didn't land. So he feels she tried to use the LGBT community, I guess, to garner favor and to say like, oh, you know, because she has a gay son. And I guess when people wasn't really feeling the whole trying to say Sean was gay, I guess she was trying to like use that, I'm a mother of a gay child, you know, how like basically like if someone was accused of racism, that's when they want to show you their one black best friend, a black friend. You know, it was that type of situation he was given. So she was mad. They was going back and forth. So she's like, you hear Whitney in the background. She's like, where's the proof? Like Meredith, because he's asking Meredith, what exactly did I say? So Meredith is saying she doesn't want to get it wrong. She doesn't want to. She don't want to repeat it because she don't want to get it wrong. So as Whitney in the background saying, where's the proof, Meredith? Where's the proof? You see, Seth, he whips out his phone and he like, bam, and he reading the headline. Sean Katzenevers says such and such, and Meredith he read the headline that was basically accused saying that Sean said that about Angie. And he like, proof, biatch. So everybody at the table like, huh? Like, what was all that? He was like, biatch. Like, what was that all for? So Whitney like, Seth, did you just call me a biatch? And he like, yeah, because you're saying where's the proof? Here it is. So Meredith was like, that's enough. I'm tired of y'all blah, blah, blah saying I don't know what I'm talking about. Enough. Going off now. You know, Meredith is usually robotic, but every now and then she gets into her, you know, you can leave. So now, Whitney is angry, and she's like, the only thing that's keeping her quiet is she's gonna be quiet because everything in her is holding her back from jumping over that table and wilding out on Seth. So now, Sean is like, you know, I think you guys are taking what I said out of context. If you go back and listen to the whole interview, you'll see that I never said nothing negative about your son. But what I did say is you did try to use the LGBT community, you know, to garner, I guess, sympathy. He didn't say those words, but he was basically letting her know that he stands. He said, actually, I'm going to stand on that and double down on it. That's exactly what he told her. So now, somebody changed the subject. Angie says, let's change the subject. So now she goes to ask Todd about Gwen. So she's like, how's it going with Gwen? I heard she was meeting her grandparents. So Todd is like, no, that's not happening. And Bronwyn is like, Angie, like, this is worse than what we were talking about. Like, if we're going to change the subject, let's change this, not to this. So Angie's like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was a good thing. So I'm so sorry. So then he's like, it was a misunderstanding. He said, they started to explain it, and Bronwyn is saying how she doesn't blame anything on Lisa. It just didn't work out, but Lisa was trying to be a friend, and As she's explaining it, Todd is like, we don't got to talk about it. That's not up for discussion. Like, we're not going to talk about it. It's over. So she's still talking, and he's like, it's over. Everybody looking like, like he shut her down. Even Bronwyn stopped, and she looking at him like. So everybody's like gagging because it's like it's very much given. You know, it could be like a controlling situation, but I don't know. Bronwyn seems like a strong, independent person that's gonna speak her mind. But I can tell definitely when Todd put his foot down, she, you know, she knows her place. So now, the next day, everyone after, so now dinner's over and they show us the next day and everyone's in a better place. So they show flashbacks of everyone having fun the night before. They was all hanging out, chilling. So the mood is better. So now Todd and Bronwyn are going to take them to a place, to Thermal, for an indie race. So now they get there to the race, and the woman who meets them, she takes them to the pits and also to meet one of the players. And then they go to watch and enjoy the game. So now, as they're watching the game, you see Whitney asking Justin, like, why Meredith always looks pissed off? And they show Meredith sitting there with Seth, and she always looks like... So Justin is like, that's just her resting face. My ex-wife had that face. So now Bronwyn, she wants to talk to Lisa. So they go to try to have a talk one-on-one. But as they're talking, every time they try to talk, one of the cars go by and you hear like the vroom, vroom and all that. So they can't really hear each other. So they make plans to have the talk one-on-one back at the house later. So now the couples arrive back at the ranch later. And then you see that Seth is leaving. Angie and Sean are sitting outside by the pool. And Seth comes out to say bye to them and let them know he's leaving. And he had fun. And when he leaves, they're like talking about how, you know, last night at dinner, how, you know, he called the girls biatches. And how Meredith brought it all back up. And Sean was just like, when he was calling y'all biatches, he was calling y'all bitches. You know what I'm saying? So... also, they were saying how Meredith, you know, made it seem like everything was all good. And now she's bringing it back up like it was a big issue. And as they're talking, Whitney and Justin come out to join them. And they all start talking about it together. So now you see Seth, he's with Meredith. And Meredith is sad that he's leaving, but she's also happy that he stayed later than he said he would stay. Because remember, originally he said he had to leave first thing in the morning. But he stayed till later on that day. He went with them to the race and everything. He left after he had breakfast, lunch, and went for the race and all that. So I guess they came to a compromise. What can I say? Yay, bravo. So now... Bronwyn and Lisa finally have their talk. So as they're talking, Bronwyn is basically trying to get Lisa to understand where she's coming from. And she basically wants Lisa to be neutral because she feels like Lisa is quick to defend Meredith's feelings, but not hers. And if you're my friend, why are you allowing someone to portray a narrative about me without defending me? So now Lisa's basically defending Heather the whole time, saying, you know, Heather told me how she feel, and that's my friend, and I have to take her feelings into consideration. She said she left your house. She felt like that you invited her over, like, and she didn't like how it went down. So Bronwyn is like, I don't know what Heather did when she left my house and what she told you, but when she left, I was crying. She said, you know, I really wanted to try to make things work. She said some mean things to me. She called me a liar. She called me two-faced, and she said I was dangerous. So she's like, Lisa, do you think I'm dangerous? And Lisa's like, no. So she's like, do you think I'm two-faced? And Lisa's not really answering. And in her confessional, she's like, it's hard to answer because, yeah, I do think you're two-faced sometimes. So, bitch, say, yeah, I do think you're two-faced. Like, if you think she's two-faced, then answer the question. Why is it difficult? The answer is yes. Like, this is what I'm saying. People don't keep it real. Say, yeah, I think you're two-faced. And maybe y'all can address that. What's the most she can, feel offended by it? But then it will force her to have to take a look at herself and address her two-facedness. And then maybe y'all can get past it. But you got to keep it real. Because if she doesn't know that you think she's two-faced, then she think everything is hunky-dory. Let her know. But you didn't. But anyway, so they're going back and forth. And Bronwyn is like, I get it. You know, you're willing. We're in a place right now where you feel like Heather's feelings are more important than mine. And you want to take her story and run with it. So Lisa's like, no, blah, blah. So Lisa finally says, you know, I want you to realize that I'm here with you because I want to be here with you. So they finally fake hug it out. And I'm like, whatever. So now everyone is packing up and getting ready to go. And so now Brahma wants to take a group picture. So they take a group picture and, you know, Seth isn't there. So Meredith has to get in the middle and be like thrupled up. Like, so now Angie's like, how we getting home? And Brahma was like, oh, we arranged flights for all of y'all. We got flights for all of y'all. Whatever, girl, we got you. So now they're looking at their flights and they realize that they're flying coach. And Lisa is not here for it. When I tell you Miss Mama's had a meltdown, Miss Mama's had a meltdown. She was like, I don't fly coach. She was like, I don't carry coach, and I definitely don't fly coach. And she's like, I haven't flown coach since college. So you see her panicking and her and John on the phone trying to book another flight and upgrade, but they can't. So you see John, he's like, so you singing like you, because when they was getting ready to go, they was like, oh, I can't wait to get back to Henry. She's like, yes, I can't wait to see him. So now he's like, so you saying you want to wait longer and get home later just so you can have a little more leg room? And she like, yeah, it's not like there's something going on with Henry. And I'm like, girl. So Bronwyn is like, you know, it's a 46-minute flight. Like, bitch, you could fly coach for 46 minutes. She was like, I done got you, Lord, I paid for everything. I got you a private jet. I got this and that. But you could fly coach for 46 minutes. So she explains to them that on the flight, it was only 4 seats in coach. So she got one for her husband. And I guess she didn't want to have to pick another couple to be in coach. So she gave them more coach. To be in first class, I meant to say. Her and her husband had first class. So Lisa was over it, of course. She was having a meltdown, looking for another flight. And Bronwyn was just like, you know what? This is just like Lisa to be a very unappreciative bitch. And I get it, Lisa. You're not used to flying coach, but it's not going to kill you to fly coach for 46 minutes. Like, are you going to wait till later that day? So now you're going to go pay for lodging somewhere else until your next flight? Or do what? Drive around? Do what? Like, go spend more money? Take your ass home to Henry and stop being a pompous brat. But anyway, that was the end of the episode. And then they showed the trailer for the mid-season trailer for what's coming next on the season. And it looked like it's a lot of drama coming, honey. A lot of drama. So I'm here for it all. I'm loving this season of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. My favorite scene was the dinner scene with the whole proof, bitch. Yes, the husbands are clocked in and activated this season, as I seen. But thank you guys. And I hope, you know, you guys can see I'm trying to get better and just work with me. Love you. Bye.